I'm so sorry. I have a cough drop, and I use my inhaler. Before I started this video. Welcome to Kidmissing TV. I am your host, Angelina Wilson. This is the case of Laura Flink. She disappeared from Aberdeen, Washington, around 4 p.m. on February 21st, 1969. Okay. She was headed to the home of Barb Askey, a woman in Moclips, Washington, who had offered to give her the children's clothes and the couch that she needed for free if she picked them up the same day. So, she borrowed her roommate's 1967 red Ford Ranchero with the Washington plate U23307. She never returned home and has never been heard from again. Her brown leather wallet was found on a sidewalk in Hoquiam on February 23rd and mailed to her post office box in Aberdeen, but she never picked it up. The car she was driving was found outside a tavern in the 700 block of J Street in Hoquiam on the 24th. Okay. She knew Askey before. They weren't strangers. Her former husband had wanted the Askey family to adopt their son because he thought that she was too young and too unprepared. And the child had spent extended periods of time with the Askeys while Flink worked long hours. Okay, so she was his babysitter. Eventually, just before her disappearance, Flink got full custody of her son. During the custody battle between her and the Askey family, Flink had altercations with Barb at least twice. Her roommate begged her not to go by herself. He couldn't go with her. He had other things going on, and two other friends couldn't go with her, so she went alone. Askey is the prime suspect, and she died in 2008 without ever telling police where the body was or admitting any responsibility. She was 21 years old. She was wearing a gold corduroy jacket, a green sweatshirt, green stretch pants, and moccasins. And she may have been pregnant again when she disappeared. She had blonde hair, blue eyes, a gap between her upper front teeth. She may use the last names Lewis or Bondurant. Her nickname is Sam. I'd like to read you a quote from her son. "I would just love to have some closure, to put a headstone for her," said Tom Flink, who was 16 months old when his mother went missing. He has no memories of her. In fact, until he was well into his teens, he was mostly unaware that the people who raised him, Dolores and Lee Bondurant, were actually Laura Flink's parents, his grandparents. "I knew something was up," said Tom. "None of the other kids were in the same age bracket. They had red hair and freckles. I had blonde hair. Okay, he said, here's another quote. I started asking questions, he said. He said he was stonewalled and more or less told to just let it be. Okay. Detective Chastain got the case in 2006. And that's when he talked to Askey. At this point, she's 77 years old and has lost both of her lower legs due to diabetes and was more or less blind, said Chastain. He confronted her with the investigation binder. I asked her for assistance to find her remains so they could be returned to her family. Rather than saying, no, I'm not involved, she said, I can't help you with that. That is a strange way of putting it, isn't it? And she died in 2008, probably of complications from diabetes. She had dated a killer before she died, too, so yikes. Or before she disappeared, or assuming died. I think the best suspects are Barb and Joe Askey. Oh, that was funny. I forgot to give you the phone number. If you have any information in this case, you can call the Aberdeen, Washington Police Department at 360-538-4457. That's 360-538-4457. Thank you so much for joining me. In the next episode, we're going to take it way, way, way back. So I hope that you'll join us for that. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Please subscribe if you're new, and please subscribe to the other channel. We want to get to 500 on this channel and 200 on the other channel by Memorial Day. Bye, guys.